I podcast because I can still hear the roar from 34.
For the black and the orange.
I podcast to keep these clowns in line.
Because I like the sound of my own voice.
I podcast for the die-hard fanatics.
Because this is Birdland.
I podcast because I'm better than everyone else.
I podcast because sports radio should go beyond A-Rod and Tebow.
I podcast for Oriole Spastic.
Oriole Spastics.
For Oriole Spastics.
I podcast for Bird's Eye View.
For Bird's Eye View.
I podcast for the BSR podcast.
The BSR podcast.
I podcast for Section 336.
For Section 336.
For Section 336.
And we podcast for the Baltimore Sports Report Network.
The Baltimore Sports Report Network.
Baltimore Sports Report Network.
For the Baltimore Sports Report Network.
For the Baltimore Sports Report Network.
Baltimore Sports Report Network.
For the Baltimore Sports Report Network.
Baltimore Sports Report Network.
I podcast for the Baltimore Sports Report Network.
Mom, I said I'd be there in a second.